Animals which exist but are hard to believe. It's possible that between 15,000 and 18,000 new animal species are discovered each year by biologists. We can infer from elementary algebra that there are untold numbers, possibly millions, of new things still to be discovered. And among the 8.7 million species that have already been identified, there are those that could be referred to as critters. You know, the little, frequently grotesque animals that we prefer not to recognize at all. So, for your viewing enjoyment, we've gathered the animals which exist but are hard to believe. Hello guys, and welcome back to our channel. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon to never miss out on such interesting content. Leafy sea dragon. The leafy sea dragon is another sea creature that will undoubtedly cause a stir once you realize it is real. Its name is excellent. It appears to be a straightforward piece of seaweed, yet it is truly living. The organism, which was discovered off the coast of Australia, is evidence that the water still conceals a lot of mysteries. The only way to tell if this thing is alive is to search for its eye or watch for any unusual movements as it moves toward its food. The male tends to the eggs until they are born, just like seahorses. Their population is unknown because they are some of the best camouflaged species in the world. The Australian government issued a rule safeguarding them and classified them as severely endangered as a result of several divers going in search of them and keeping them as pets. Pangolin. There are many strange animals in the world, some of which resemble hybrids of other species. The pangolin, a mammal that is known to travel the continents of Asia and Africa, is one example of this. Additionally, it is among the mammals that are traded the most globally. Why? Look at it, please. This animal is literally armored. It is an animal that is unique to its own environment. The same substance found in hair, claws, hooves, antlers, and other body parts is used to make that shell, and it is called keratin. Because of its rarity and high demand, despite its defensive prowess, it is currently considered a threatened species. It also enjoys eating termites and ants, making it a fantastic pest control agent. Angora rabbits. What else can be said? This rabbit has so much fur that it is actually impossible to identify it as a bunny. You must have had very different expectations when I used the word rabbit in the title, don't you think? To offer you some background information on this rabbit, it is native to Turkey and was previously a valued pet of French nobility. These rabbits were bred in reasonable numbers because they were prized for their fur and could have their hair shaved and utilized for other purposes, like creating lovely warm sweaters. Anyone here own a pet bunny like this one? Comandor. Look at this type of canine. Do you believe that this breed was created to have this appearance? You'd assume someone spent a lot of time making the dog's fur into dreadlocks, but nada. The Comandor is exactly as it appears when no one has touched it. You don't find that unusual enough? These canines don't lose those locks, so they seldom shed at all, which is good news if you have allergies. They were developed in Hungary as livestock guardians and are also referred to as Hungarian sheepdogs or mop dogs. The biggest difficulty is keeping them clean because they are fiercely protective of their family unit. Glass frogs. The evolutions and adaptations that animals will go through over their lives on this planet are astounding. Some of them, though, require scrutiny. The pangolin's armor is reasonable, but it's unclear how this monster came to be. A transparent frog is what we have here. By see-through, I mean that you can actually look through the frog's skin and see inside of it. Stop there. So this would definitely be your best option if you ever wanted to study a frog's anatomy without having to cut it apart. The strangest part is that this frog is only translucent on the bottom of its belly. Why? I am clueless. There have been other confirmed instances of glass frogs around the globe, with the most current species being identified in Costa Rica in 1973. Axolotl. I present you the axolotl from the strange to the terrifying. It appears on our list because yes, it really does appear like that in reality. The axolotl is a rare animal in nature for a variety of reasons though. The first thing is that it is a particular variety of mole salamander, which most people have never heard of before. I only did since I also included the axolotl in an Animal Superpowers movie. It can only be found in a unique lake in Mexico. The axolotl is odd just in terms of appearance. That face in particular seems like it may have been created by a child in a sketch. But it's so real. In fact, this creature's intriguing capacity for regeneration is one of the reasons why scientists study it. In the future, it's possible that humans will be able to regenerate their own limbs with this superpower. The Dumbo octopus. By no means does the name suggest that these octopuses are unintelligent. They get their name from a pair of fins that resemble flappy ears on the top of their heads, like the Disney movie Dumbo the elephant. They are also curious creatures due to their deep ocean habitat. According to records, they can descend up to 4,800 meters below sea level. That's a long way. Because it is thought that they can grow to be fairly huge, scientists have begun to examine them more closely. These kinds of animals make you ponder what else might be hiding at the bottom of the ocean. Pacu fish. One of the most dangerous fish in the world, and occasionally one of the most dangerous creatures as well, is the piranha. However, their cousins, for lack of a better phrase, are unquestionably among the most peculiar creatures on the planet. You'll have nightmares about these creatures, known as pacu fish, for a variety of reasons. To begin with, these fish are enormous and far larger than typical piranhas. They are vegetarians, which is the second thing for which I am most grateful. Only plants, seeds, and nuts that fall from trees are consumed by them. All is well thus far, right? But because they resemble human teeth, people panic when they see their teeth. Yes, pacu fish have more human-like teeth than piranha have, which are sharp and angled to cut through meat and muscles. Saiga antelope. 3 nations are home to a highly unusual kind of antelope, which may be found everywhere from the ocean's depths to Asia's vastness. Its name is Saiga antelope, and it is a quite peculiar animal. Why the drawn-out face, right? Actually, that's its nose, not its face. And that nose is flexible, like the trunk of an elephant. If you're wondering why you haven't seen this species before, it's because it only inhabits Russia, Kazakhstan, and Uzbekistan. As a result, if you don't live there and aren't a die-hard fan of BBC's Planet Earth, it's safe to assume you've never heard of them. What does that nose do then? The Saiga antelope uses its enormous nose to filter out dust that it inhales, just like how we do. But because of its nose, you have to question how much dust it actually inhales. The fact that the nose also controls blood temperature in some way is even more intriguing. Have any of these creatures ever caught your attention? Did they live up to the reputation of being strange? Let us know in the comments. Be sure to subscribe and see you next time.